Let's talk courage, especially in the face of disinformation. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm again putting on my Director of IT hat for this video, in addition to my activism hat. So with that activism hat on, this is to remind you that there is a place for everyone in the resistance. Today, I'm going to be talking about schmo testing. And I hate that I have to code it, but the algorithm is suppressing my content. So schmo test it is. Today is February 5th, 2025. There are going to be schmo tests happening, hopefully in all 50 states at the Capitol buildings. However, there has also been an enormous disinformation campaign, especially on Facebook, trying to warn people to stay home. I put a link in my link tree to the press release that the organizers have released to help people understand where this movement came from, the actual people behind it, and it also has some web links with additional information. So if you are considering showing up today, or if you at least want to help combat the disinformation campaign online, I would encourage you to read and share that link. As Americans, our First Amendment rights not only give us the right to free speech, but also give us the right to peaceful assembly. That is a tool that has been used throughout American history for the people to directly tell the government how we feel. It is an effective tool when there are enough numbers. Obviously, if there's one person standing on a street corner, nobody gives a crap. But when we all gather together, it can have major impacts. Just look at what it was able to do during the civil rights movement. Now, this schmo test is grassroots, and so it's understandable that some people are concerned because every state has kind of been left to itself to find an organizer and make this a reality. But when it comes down to it, it is okay for individuals to go out and peacefully schmo test, whether there is a large agency behind them or not. Schmo tests are always public events. That means that there is going to be risk involved. Depending on your location, you may need to take more precautions. I'm personally in a blue state, so I do feel a little bit safer going out, but you need to assess that risk for yourself. The vast majority of peaceful schmo tests in the United States stay peaceful. I have, in my 44 years, personally been involved in many schmo tests in red, blue, and purple states, and I personally have not experienced violence. But we've all seen the Black Lives Movement, where there was a lot of counter-violence from police and also from counter-protesters. And we've seen the footage, I hope, if you haven't looked it up, of the Civil Rights Movement, where it was predominantly the police who were violent towards protesters. So there are plenty of lists out there to help you prepare if you are going to a schmo test. I highly recommend that you look at those and you make your own risk assessments. That said, fear is crippling, right? And one of our biggest issues, especially for Democrats, which I don't consider myself a Democrat, but I know that I speak to a left-leaning audience, a progressive audience, our biggest failure is inaction. Inaction is action. There were so many things that the Democratic legislature and our former Democratic presidents could have done to avoid this moment in history. And instead, they hemmed and hawed and talked their butts off, and nothing was done. So now we are here. Some people are going to have to take risks. Some people are going to have to take big risks. I am a mother. I am not considering what I'm doing today taking a big risk. In fact, I have my own safety measures in place where if things go south, I'm getting out of there. I can't take that big risk. I have a family that I need to take care of. But some people out there are able to take those bigger risks, to stay when it gets tougher, and to fight back. So my plea to you is don't stand in their way. The disinformation campaigns that have been going around regarding this particular schmo test are specifically made to scare people into staying home. Stop it. Stop it. Even if you don't want to show up, which is completely fine for a myriad of reasons. There are lots of reasons why an individual will choose not to go out and protest. But stop holding other people back. And if you are not coming out today, or even if you are, also please sign up for the general strike. That one is well organized, and they are not even going to set a date until they have enough people dedicated to do it. You can find the link for that also in my link tree. Stay safe out there and do not obey in advance.